Okay, this is a deeply complex and concerning question. Predicting the future, especially concerning something as intricate as climate change, is fraught with uncertainty. However, we can outline plausible scenarios based on current climate science and the potential policy shifts a second Trump presidency could bring. Here's a breakdown, broken down by 10, 20, and 30-year horizons and separated into most likely and worst-case scenarios. Please read the crucial disclaimers at the end of this response. Understanding the core issue, policy is key. The biggest driver here isn't the physical climate itself, which will continue to change regardless, but human action. A second Trump presidency would almost certainly reverse many of the climate policies enacted during the Obama and Biden administrations. This would mean significantly reduced commitments to emissions reductions, potentially weakened environmental regulations, and likely increased support for fossil fuels. 10 years 2034, most likely, global temperatures will continue to rise, though perhaps slightly slower than predicted under current policies. Expect more frequent and intense heat waves, coastal flooding, and extreme weather events, hurricanes, droughts, wildfires. The pace of renewable energy adoption might slow due to reduced government incentives and potential regulatory hurdles. Some progress on climate action is still possible due to market forces, falling costs of renewables, and international pressure, but it will be significantly curtailed. We might see a slight uptick in methane emissions as fossil fuel production increases. Worst case, accelerated warming due to relaxed regulations and increased fossil fuel production. A noticeable slowdown in renewable energy development and investment. Significant weakening of international climate agreements and a lack of global cooperation. Greater vulnerability to climate disasters and a rising cost of adaptation. 20 years 2044, most likely, the cumulative effect of the policy reversals becomes more apparent. Sea levels will continue to rise, threatening coastal communities. Agricultural yields in some regions will decline due to changing weather patterns. The frequency of extreme weather events will further increase. International climate cooperation will be strained, making it difficult to achieve ambitious global emissions reduction targets. We are likely to see more climate refugees, people displaced by climate-related disasters. Worst case, significant disruption to global food supplies and water resources. Large-scale displacement of populations due to sea level rise and extreme weather. Increased geopolitical instability fueled by competition for dwindling resources. Potentially, the start of feedback loops like thawing permafrost releasing large amounts of methane, accelerating warming beyond manageable levels. 30 years 2054, most likely, the impacts of climate change become increasingly severe and widespread. Many coastal cities will face existential threats from sea level rise. Water scarcity becomes a major problem in many regions. Ecosystems experience widespread degradation and biodiversity loss. The economic costs of climate change become enormous, potentially hindering global economic growth. Adaptation efforts become crucial, but may struggle to keep pace with the escalating impacts. Worst case, catastrophic climate impacts lead to widespread societal collapse in vulnerable regions. Irreversible damage to many ecosystems. a significant decline in global population due to climate-related disasters and resource scarcity. The potential for runaway climate change becomes a serious concern, requiring drastic and potentially unachievable interventions. Important disclaimers: uncertainty is high. Climate models and predictions always involve uncertainty. These are scenarios, not guarantees. The actual outcome could be better or worse depending on various factors. Technological advancements, unexpected technological breakthroughs, e.g., carbon capture, geoengineering, could alter the trajectory. Societal responses, public opinion, activism, and corporate sustainability initiatives can influence policy and behavior, potentially mitigating the worst effects. Feedback loops: the climate system is complex, and positive feedback loops, e.g., melting permafrost releasing methane, can accelerate warming in unpredictable ways. This is a simplified view. The interconnectedness of climate change with social, economic, and political factors is incredibly complex and cannot be fully captured in this brief overview.